morning, WBAM Radio. Welcome to Morning Bull. Morning, Bonzo.
Morning.
Kicked it off a little bit of Ramones there, Blitzkrieg Bop. Ayo, let's go. That'd be a great theme song, but I don't think we're going to do theme songs. I think we're just going to play motivational music in the morning for the first 30 minutes. Get everybody's blood pumping, get you up, get you dressed, well, you don't have to get dressed if you don't want to, but unless you're nasty looking, then put them clothes on. How's your morning going so far?
Can't complain.
Can't complain. Yeah.
Nope.
We're going to do some more punk now. We're going to keep it going. Well, I don't know if it's punk or not, but I think it is. In my opinion. So right now we're going to do some Rancid, get you going. This is Ruby. So just so for the record, no, we can't talk during the songs.
Okay.
They'll hear everything we do. So you can't shit on anybody.
I wasn't planning on it.
It's against the rules. We could do it in text. That's how we have to do it. That's the legal way. Here is Rancid with Ruby Soho.
Echoes of reggae coming through my bedroom wall. How a party up next door, but I'm sitting here all alone. Two lovers in the bedroom, and the other started to shine. Oh my God, it's this blank stare, and I can't cloud it all. Destination now, Ruby, 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 Soho. Destination now, Ruby, 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 Soho. He's singing, and she's there in the hand. He's seen his name on the marquee, but she will never understand. Once again he's leaving, and she's there with tear in her eye. Embraces with a warm gesture, it's time to say goodbye. Destination now, Ruby, 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 Soho. Destination now, Ruby, 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 Soho. Ruby's heart is beating, 'cause she knows I'm feeling is gone. She's not the only one admitting there's something wrong. Her lover's in the distance as she wipes a tear from her eye. Ruby's fading out, she disappears, it's time to say goodbye. Destination now, Ruby, 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 Soho. Destination now, Ruby, 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 Soho. 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 Destination, Ruby, Soho. Ruby, 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 Soho.
That's kind of an oxymoron, though, right? Motivational punk music. I mean, the whole the whole genre was built on, we don't give a shit. So it's kind of odd that we would be playing it to get you going in the morning. But it does get you going, whether they wanted to be motivational or not. What do you know about that band? Anything?
I'm a big fan, but I don't know a lot of history about them.
I know they've gone through a lot of changes, but I think all bands, like from that are that old or been around that long, they kind of have to, right?
They still got all the originals.
Do they?
Yeah, band members. Yep.
I thought they got rid of one of the singers.
Nope.
Maybe I'm thinking of another one. That's the bad thing about me. I'm terrible with names of bands and shit. I'm terrible with names of people. I can't remember people's names.
And all three of them, there's a lead guitar. Well, I don't know which one does rhythm lead, but I think they take turns on lead. But Lars is their guitarist. He sings. Tim sings, the lead singer, and then Matt, the bass player, also sings some other songs.
So they got 3 singers.
Yeah,
It's a 4-piece band, though.
yeah. I don't remember the drummer's name, but I'm pretty sure they're all original still.
Yeah, that's more than I know about AC/DC.
They did break up, but they got back together.
Oh, see, I knew something happened, but I wasn't exactly sure.
I don't even know if they actually broke up. I think they might have just,
Little
took a
hiatus thing.
Yeah.
That's cool. I know you dig those guys. This is a band that I dig. This is a little bit of Nashville pussy. We're going to do a song called Drunk Driving Man. Bonzo, if you can hear it. I don't know if you've heard this one yet or not.
It kind of, the sound's terrible. I can barely catch a few words here and there.
Oh, yeah. It's just the way there's got to be a way to do it in Zoom. I got to figure out how to do it in Zoom because that's what's blocking your sound.
Yeah.
But I'll figure it out one of these days. But
and if I pull up WBM on my phone, then it's like delayed. So
yeah, well, you can. It's better to at least you can listen to it that way. But problem is, you have to mute your mic, unless it plays through your headphones only, and then that might not be too bad. But all right, here is off the album From Hell to Texas. This is Drunk Driving Man. Drunk Driving Man right there, a little superhero song for you to get you going in the morning. Little Nashville pussy. Gotta love that. Get you fired up. Those guys are insane, man. Shit they sing about. I love it. Yeah, I was looking for what you were telling me to look for, but I thought for sure, man, if I shared mine with you, you'd be able to hear it because you can hear the videos.
I don't know if it's because you're on live right now that it's not showing your, but you know where your name is up at the top of the screen.
I don't have a name up at the top of the
Yeah,
screen.
well, that's probably because you're in live mode now.
Well, I was in, I see your, I mean, I just don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, okay, there it is. I got it clicked over there. Now what, man?
There's like video and audio. I don't know if there's any
Yeah.
settings in there that you can select because there's advanced settings you can go down into. And
Yeah, it's the same settings as at the bottom of my screen.
okay,
The I'll keep trying some different stuff, see if I can't figure it out. But there's a couple more things I can try yet. We'll get her going where you can hear everything. There's got to be a way, because if you can hear the videos, why can't you hear my audio? You know what I mean?
I don't know. Just maybe because you're playing. Are you playing it through Zoom, the videos, or is it?
Well, I think it's because we're broadcasting, so I might have to change something on the broadcasting. Like, let's see here. I don't know.
Everybody and
Right, exactly. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try one more thing. We're going to play another song anyway. We got another 15 or so minutes of music to get everybody up and going. You got any requests, or you want me to just keep going doing what I'm doing?
anything you want. I like punk, but whatever.
Well, you got 2 of those already.
Yep.
Here he is, 5 Horse Johnson. You aware of those guys at all?
No.
This song is called Cherry Red. You can't hear it anyway, but they can. Give it a listen.
laughed so hard I cried cherry red.
All right, little 5-horse Johnson right there. I was trying to play some more music. Got to turn them all off to make me sound right. Yeah, but see those blocks on my screen right here, these things?
Yes.
Yeah, I have to mess with those till I figured out how to get you to hear. So it was a combination of this block and this block being turned on while I'm screen sharing. So, whatever works, man. Whatever works. And I got to turn them both back off because if I don't, then there's a slight delay in the sound.
Yeah, I was
And I'll get
hearing echo.
Yeah, it'll be like an echo, and it's just not something you want to do. They don't hear it, but we do, and it's just annoying. That was that 5-horse Johnson band. I dig those guys, man. I found them on. Well, someone turned me on to them on Spotify, and then I just been kind of picking up songs here and there when they, when I find them. You know how that does. Sometimes you just want to listen to somebody, and you put them in, and it'll play other stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I do that sometimes just to get it
Yeah,
going.
I think I found a band like that when I was listening to Spotify. I don't remember what it was though.
I found a bunch of them like that. It used to be when I was doing over the road driving, I would put on Pandora and I would put on Suggested on Pandora, and I'd put in a band that I liked or whatever, and it would play my music, then mix it. And that's one thing that I haven't figured out how to do that on Spotify yet. Like if you play your favorites or your liked songs, that's all it'll play.
Yeah. There's a like if you pick one of your bands to listen to, there's a what they call
Radio.
Yeah, just say for example it was Ramones and you put Ramones radio, then it plays,
Right.
same type of music.
But Pandora would do it regardless. They would mix in you could turn it off. Like it would have suggested songs. You could turn that off. But if you left it on, it would play through all your playlist, all your like songs, and it would throw once in a while, it would throw a suggested song in there. And I kind of like the way they did that. And I wish that I could figure out how to do it on here.
I'm sure there is.
It's just like everything else. Like we're trying to get the sound works. I had to do some juggling, but we got it. We've been playing a lot of heavy stuff. I'm going to play some classic rock now. We're going to go back to the 70s right now. I think this was the 70s. It could have been the early 80s. Steve Miller Band. We're going to do a little song called Rockin' Me. Give it a listen.
Well, I've been looking real hard and I'm trying to find a job, but it just gets getting tougher every day. But I got to do my part, 'cause I know in my heart I got to please my sweet baby, yeah. Well, I ain't superstitious and I don't get suspicious, but my woman is a friend of mine. And I know that it's true that all the things that I do will come back to me in my sweet time. So keep on rocking me, baby. 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 I went from Phoenix, Arizona, all the way to Tacoma, Philadelphia, Atlanta, LA. Northern California, where the girls are warm, so I could be with my sweet baby, yeah. Keep on rocking me, baby. 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 Baby, 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 keep on rocking. Rocking me, baby. Keep on rocking. Rocking me, baby. Woo-hoo.
Stevie Guitar Miller right there. Keep on a rocking me, baby. Was you a Steve Miller Band fan or no?
I like some of their songs. Yeah,
Wasn't a fan then.
not a huge fan though.
Yeah, I was. I wore that Greatest Hits album out. Loved it. I like everything he does. Did. He's a weird looking dude. He's a weird dude, period, but I just like the way that music was back in the day. So we played a couple punk songs to start the show off, played a couple heavy rock songs. Now we're going to finish it off with a couple of 70 songs. This is, I think, one of the most underrated bands ever. They had so many hits, so many good songs, and you just never hear anything about them. Grand Funk Railroad, here they are doing Locomotion.
Everybody's doing a brand new dance now. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. I know you'll get to like it if you give it a chance now. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. My little baby sister can do it with ease. It's easier than learning your ABCs. So come on and do the locomotion with me. You got to swing your hips now. Come on, jump up, jump back. Oh, everything you got today. Whoa, whoa, now that you can do it, well, let's make a change now. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. I chug a motion like a railroad train now. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. Do it nice and easy now and don't lose control. A little bit of rhythm and a lot of soul. Well, come on and do the locomotion with me.
All right, that was Grand Funk Railroad doing the Locomotion. You ever go to the fridge, think you got something in there, and then you didn't realize you either ate or drank it? You open it up, and you're like, instantly you're pissed because you think somebody stole your shit.
Yes.
This is one of the follies of having to live with other people. But I got up. I went to the basement fridge just now to get a drink while you were listening to that song. And I thought I had a tea in there. And I opened it up. I'm like, what the fuck? Someone drank my tea. But it was me. I did it last night.
I'm usually the Hamburglar.
Yeah, that's me too. I'm always almost always the culprit. Because Barkley don't like anything I like as far as like drinks and all that shit goes. So I don't have to worry about like her stealing my shit. But the other way around, it's been a problem before. I mean, she got pissed at me one day. We were living in the old house. It was right after we moved in together. You know how that shit goes, man. It's hard. Live with other people is fucking hard. especially if you've lived on your own and you have, some kind of independence. You're not used to other people's bullshit and all that. So she'd cut up this pineapple and it sat in there for days. I was like, well, must be free range. So I ate it, of course. It was just a bowl. It was like maybe 8 or 10 little chunks or something. But I scarfed it down, man. She fucking lit me up. She's, that was my pineapple. And I'm like, it was in the fridge forever. I didn't know. I thought, and she will let things go to waste. There's never, like in my house, we grew up, we never had outdated food. Never. I've gotten food poisoning like 4 times since her and I have been together. And it was all in the beginning because I had learned my lesson that she had old stuff. I ate this popcorn one time. It was a skinny pop or whatever the hell it was. Some one of them kind of things, just a snack I wanted. And it was kettle corn. So there was sugar on it. Well, that means there's an expiration date, but I didn't realize it because corn's a grain, it doesn't get salmonella or anything. Unless there's sugar on it. So it said sugar on it. And I'm eating it, and I'm like, God, man, it tastes kind of funny. But I'm like, yeah, whatever. I want a snack, and I didn't feel like getting anything else. So I'm just popping a couple handfuls in here and there. And it's like, man, it starts getting like bad. Like, this is terrible. I'm not eating this anymore. So I woke up the next morning, man, and I am telling you what, I have never vomited that much in my life. It was just like flying out both ends. I'm like, and I'm like, what in the world? Then I went and I got that bag and it had expired. 3 years. 3 years it was expired. I'm like, what the hell is this still doing in the house? But yeah, nothing ever expired in our house.
I've eaten bread with mold on it before, not realizing it.
Yeah, I've done that. The buns was always get me.
Yeah.
Because you can't, sometimes you can't see
cheese, like a slice of cheese on a sandwich.
Occasionally that'll get you.
And you'll look at the edge and it's got mold on it. You're like, ugh.
It's like nasty. You scarf down a whole cheeseburger before you realize you had mold on the cheese and the bread. That's your daily dose of penicillin. You're good to go. I had this guy I worked with that this stair company I worked at out in Bowers, Tucky. And him and his family were just like, the quintessential hillbilly family, Yep. And they ate roadkill and all that kind of stuff. And I swore that him and his family were like immune to every disease known to man because of that. He was on the top of the call list for the sheriff's department for roadkill. He would stop and get it himself too if he saw it. And his saying was, if it's warm and pliable, it's still good to eat.
Yeah.
Well, one year he had a calf, a feeder calf, and it died in the winter, like at the beginning of the winter, like December, January-ish kind of thing. And he left it on his porch, on his back porch, frozen. And then when spring thaw came, they butchered it and ate it. And they lived. So
did he prep it first?
I'm going to assume that he did get it.
Okay. I was going to say, holy cow, that's crazy.
I'm going to assume he did get it, but still, he just left the, skin on it and left it sit on his porch.
I've heard of them hanging for a long time with the hides. It does something to the meat, tenderizes.
Yeah, I've heard of aging, but it's usually like a week or a month or something, right? It's not.
Yeah, I've never heard
it's not a whole season.
All winter.
It must have been a cold winter because he said it stayed frozen.
Yeah.
But he brought jerky in one time, and this is later at a different company. I went to work at
No thanks.
Yeah. Well, if you know him, it's no thanks. But the people that didn't know him were eating it. And I'm like, you're rolling the dice. And they're like, why? I'm like, that's probably roadkill. And they're like, shut up. It is not. Because you know me. And everybody knew me. And they knew what a jokester I was or whatever. So they're like, that thought I was bullshit. I'm like, go ask him. He won't lie. He'll tell you. And this dude, his name was Luby. He was the guy that lubed all the machines. That's what we called him, Luby. He brought the oil around and all that stuff. It was a machine shop. And Luby went and asked him. He's like, "Hey, Paul." He's like, "What is that jerky made from?" He said, "Bunch of different meats." He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Whatever we had." It's fucking all roadkill. There might have been a deer thrown in there from deer season, but it was mostly roadkill. If he went in the bathroom, threw it all up, grossed him out. We had him laughing so hard one time that Luby was a big dude. He was a. Do you remember him? You remember Luby, right? He played paintball with us a couple times.
Yeah,
Big, heavy
yeah.
set kid, dark skin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Everyone thought we called him Lube because he was Mexican. Like they thought it was something Mexican, but no, it's because he lubed machines. But yeah, he we had him laughing so hard one time because McGill, that was that guy's name. He was telling us that Ohio State had tried to recruit him as a male cheerleader. You know, and knowing what you know about the guy, his nickname was Boogie. He earned it. Like he used to pick his nose on the bus, so the kids all started calling him Boogie. But he was telling us how they tried to recruit him and his brother as male cheerleaders at Ohio State. So
My dad told me a story about like work, like them food and stuff. He
Mhm.
said there was a guy that always scrounged everything off of people. So he rubbed, he did chew, and there was this guy that did chew all the time there, and he bumped some off of him one day. And he's like, "Oh my God, this stuff is so moist." He's like, "Did you just get this?" He's like, "No." And then my dad told him, he's like, "You know what he does to get that moist?" And he's like, "What?" He said he chews it and then he sticks it back in the bag and then chews it some more later on.
Oh, that's so gross.
The guy threw up everywhere. He said,
I never bummed dip. I've learned I used to dip too, but I never bummed it because you don't know. Some people used to put liquor in it. That was one way they kept it moist.
"Yeah,
They'd take like a little splash of Jack Daniels or whatever whiskey, and they would put it in it. And
I never did it. I tried it once at work. When I was a kid, I worked at this car wash, and
the one on the
the
boulevard.
guys were, the guys were all doing it. So I was like, yeah, I'll try it. I thought it was cool. I stuck some in my lip, and I got so sick. I was
What brand
throwing
was
up.
it? Do you
I don't
remember?
even remember.
I bet it was
don't.
Copenhagen because Copenhagen is killer. If
It
you
got me all dizzy, and I got nauseous, and I was throwing up everywhere.
if you've never
I,
dipped before and you start with Copenhagen, that's exactly what's going to happen. You get dizzy, and it makes you vomit. It's bad. The nicotine intake from that shit is intense.
I was like them kids on Sandlot when they did chew for the first time
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the roller coaster or the Ferris wheel or whatever.
Yeah,
one that was.
that's a bad idea too. But we we started on this stuff. It was called. This is how fucked up the 70s was. If anybody wants to know, there was this dip. It was snuff, but it was called Happy Days. It was made for kids. It was targeted at kids. They had like raspberry and mint and strawberry and a couple other like cherry, these different like fruity flavors. And it was real mild and the nicotine was real low in it. And it was made for kids. It was a starter dip.
It actually had nicotine in it too.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was real. It was real tobacco.
I remember them targeting the kids with the candy cigarettes and stuff
Mhm.
like that. Here, try this out.
They had bubblegum ones and then they had those
Yep.
hard, crappy
They had the bubble gum ones you blow in and the smoke
Yeah,
come out the
right.
end of it.
sugar. But yeah.
Yeah.
They had, and they would, they weren't real brands, but they were like the Winstons were like Kingstons or something like that. And they made them almost the same. Like the Marlboro had a knockoff, Winston's had a
Yeah.
knockoff. But yeah, and of course,
Those were the grossest things too.
They were.
Chalk candy. I don't know what the hell was.
I don't know what it
sugar,
was
I
either, but you could
imagine.
ride on the sidewalk with that shit. It was bad.
Disgusting.
It was like minty, weird, like, I don't
But
even
they
know how to
sold-
describe it. Yeah, of course. We thought it was cool to walk around with that in your mouth because that's what your mom did.
I think you ever see them round discs that I think they still sell them, that they're like a chalky candy too. I can't remember what they're called now.
Necco wafers?
Maybe.
Yeah, they're chalky as fuck. Yeah, and they still sell them too.
I think they're the exact same type of candy.
It is. It's very similar. What was the other one that was like that too? There was another one very similar to that kind of candy. Well, I mean the candy necklaces and stuff. That was kind of the same thing. It was a little bit different. It was actually not as bad as the cigarette candy, but close. But those were popular. The bracelets and necklaces.
Yeah,
And
I don't even think I had tasted one before, but I don't think I've ever eaten a whole necklace or anything.
I have.
I didn't.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
didn't like 'em.
It's such a weird thing though, right? Like you put it back on, then you eat a piece
Yeah,
because they had a hole through them, and then that rubber band that went through when you put them on.
they
You
would
could
just.
wear 'em.
I remember the girls got them most of the time when we were
Yeah.
kids, but
Mhm.
yeah, they would just eat them while they were on their neck. They would just
Yeah.
stretch the rubber band, put it in their mouth, bite it. And,
Then that slobber goes right back to your neck.
yeah.
But I don't know.
I was a big chocolate guy. I didn't
Yeah,
like
mostly.
the
I
fruity stuff.
I still like what like Georgia. She's always bringing candy bars over to practice, and she found these chunky bars that I loved them when I was a kid because I like chocolate covered raisins and I like chocolate covered peanuts, and it has both in it at the same time. The only problem with the chunkies is they have kind of a real light maple flavor to them. And I don't know why they do that because they don't need it. If it was just regular milk chocolate with the nuts and the raisins, it'd be perfect. But they add that real slight. And still, when I go to the movies, if they have raisinets, that's what I get.
Yeah, I sneak my own. Shh! Don't tell anybody. I sneak my own candy in.
we,
I was a big fan of like Heath bars and
yeah.
Hershey almond bars. Well, Hershey makes this symphony bar that's got both of them in it, kind of
Yeah.
like what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I go to the movies, I get one of those things
Do you?
and take them with me.
Symphonies
Love
are
'em.
good. Because I like the toffee too, and yeah, I like the almonds. Hershey's almonds. If we're doing just a plain candy bar, that's definitely in my top 5.
Yeah, for sure.
And the king size ones that are real thick with the almonds, those are the bomb.
Do you remember I used to get these? I wasn't that big of a caramel fan, but because it was so big, I bought it.
I
when
already
was a
know what you're
kid.
talking about.
The marathon
Yeah,
bar.
the braided
It was
marathon
like
bar.
a braided. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
braided. It was like
I always
10
got it
feet
too
long.
because it had the ruler on the back.
Yeah. What was it? A foot
12
long
inches.
or-
Yeah, it was 12 inches. It had the ruler on the back to prove it was 12 inches long. I was like, yeah, that's the candy bar to get. Fuck them little ones, which, when you probably added weight, it was probably less
Right.
because it was thin. But it did last a while, though, because you couldn't really just like scarf it down with that caramel. You'd end up choking to death on it. But it had holes in it. They braided it. They're smart. That's smart marketing because they made it real long like a big candy bar, but it really wasn't much to it. I mean, it was decent. It wasn't like, over the top. Then as you get older, man, you start liking like weird shit. Like I like dark chocolate now. I can't help it. Followed right in my
wife
mom's
and
footsteps.
My son and my wife like dark chocolate, and I don't. I can eat it, but I don't. It's not my favorite.
If I get those Hershey's miniatures, they have them in all dark.
Oh yeah, there's an extra dark too. I think in that.
Mm-hmm. That's what it is. Instead of the special dark, they have an extra dark. Then all of them are in regular dark. And, oh my God, it's so good. There's no like surprise why I'm diabetic. I mean, I had a terrible diet.
I can't believe I ain't.
Well, I mean, genetics plays a big role too. If it doesn't run in your family, I had it in both sides of my family, so I was doomed from the start. And then the way I eat.
I love my sugar though. God, I can't get enough.
I know. Melanie's talking about Dove. Dove's dark chocolate is so good. My mom's favorite
that
was
is a good
Ghirardelli,
chocolate.
but Dove's regular milk chocolate is so smooth. And I don't know what they do. They probably put semen in it or something. I don't know what it is, but whatever their secret recipe is worse because Dove's got the creamiest chocolate. It's just so good. But they don't have any I don't know. They don't do candy bar. They definitely target adults, right? I mean, Dove is like grown-up chocolate. It's not kid chocolate. And she's right. It just melts. It's just good. But What's your top three? Your Mount Rushmore of candy bars.
Oh God.
How many people are on Mount Rushmore? This is how stupid I am. I think there's 4,
There's
right?
4.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think.
So you got to get 4.
Oh my God. Symphony's up there.
All right. Hershey Symphony.
Um, I'd have to say a Reese cup.
Yep. That's a good
Something
one.
in the Reese family. I used to like the I can't remember what it was called. It was a Reese cup, but it had the pretzel and the caramel
Yeah.
and everything in it.
Mhm.
Take 5, I think that's what it was.
Yeah. Yep. They still sell those.
Reese cup. Snickers, man, that's hard to not have a Snickers once in a while. I hated what was the Three Musketeer? I didn't like that. I don't
Yeah.
know why.
It's a little too sweet. And there's not a lot to it.
I'd say Reese cup, Symphony. I mean, if I was going with just regular, I would go with a Hershey with almond.
Yeah, we're talking candy bars, not candy.
Okay. Hershey with almond, Reese cup, probably a Snickers, and
I think that's 4.
I took my Symphony off.
Oh,
of
you took
those.
your Symphony off? Okay.
Yeah, Hershey with almond. I was saying with regular candy bars, you can't just buy that in a regular size candy.
No,
bar.
I guess you can't, can you? It's in like,
No, it's in that bigger bar.
yeah.
So, last one. Oh my God. Some people probably think this is gross, but I like almond joy.
Yeah. No, they're good. They're dark chocolate too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the almond, that's
Yeah, that's
coconut.
good.
Oh,
That's good.
that's
It's not
good
on, that's
stuff.
not on my Mount Rushmore, but I bet it's close. It would probably be top 5, if not top 4. I'm going with
Hershey's
Snickers, Hershey's with almond, Milky Way, and then boy, who am I going to give 4th place to? This is where it gets dicey. I'm going to go with the Mr. Good bar because I like chocolate covered peanuts, and that's all that is. That's my favorite one out of the.
The Milky Way would be way down on my list.
Yeah, you don't like Milky Ways? Oh, I like
No, I
Milky
don't.
Ways. Milky Way
Kinda
dark
reminds
is the
me of the
shit
Three
too.
Musketeer. Down
Kinda,
with the Three Musketeer.
kinda, but there's no caramel in the Three Musketeers,
No, there's
and their
not.
nougat is way more whipped. It's different nougat.
I think
Score's a
that's
good
why-
bar.
Maybe it's that nougat that I don't like. That's whipped stuff.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
the
know.
problem. Is that stuff is really light and really sweet, and you
Yeah.
like the miniature Three Musketeers are okay. They're better than a full candy bar because you're going to eat the full candy bar when you get it. And if you get
I
a Three
remember on
Musketeers,
Halloween, man, if I had them in there, I'd be sorting them out and I'd be trading with people.
do you really?
I'll take your almond joy if you don't like coconut. Yeah, hell
Almond
yeah.
Joy is up there. I like Hershey's with almonds is the shit, but that Almond Joy is pretty good, man. And I always said that I didn't like coconut, but when I look back, I like a lot of coconut stuff. Like those snowballs. I fucking love snowballs.
No,
You know those cupcake things?
That's one thing I don't like is the marshmallow.
Oh, I
don't
do.
know why.
Oh,
My wife likes like that marshmallowy shit.
yeah, I like marshmallow.
Oh yeah, them whoever just posted that candy.
That was Tisha
is that-
Beverly, the Lindor chocolates. Yeah, those are
Lindor, yeah.
truffles.
I couldn't see them because I don't have my glasses on. Yeah, those are amazing.
Yeah, they're like crack, man. You can't just dip into that bag for
And
one
those
piece.
those are the things they melt in your mouth too.
They
those
do.
things.
Yeah, that's grown up candy.
Oh, you know what I did forget about, which is one of my favorites, and they're hard to find nowadays, is the toffee candy.
Toffee.
Yeah,
I don't think I know that one.
it comes in a pack, and when you open it, they're just round, domed looking things, and they got hazelnuts in them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's not bad.
That's probably on my 4. I'd have to kick something out. And
All
get
right.
one of those.
Let's do one more here. What is on your Mount Rushmore for worst candy? The 4 worst candies. The ones that you're going to put, maybe you'll put Three Musketeers up there. I don't know. But the ones that you just
You talking
refuse.
candy bars or just
Anything.
candy
We're
in
going to do the top 4 of the worst kid candies.
that Necco stuff that you were talking
Necco
about.
wafers, yep.
Yeah, those. Oh, what was that other stuff? Like there was some kind of a black licorice candy. I can't remember
Hmm.
the name of it. It's called Blackjack or something like that.
Yeah, yep.
I hated that. That would be on one of my
I think blackjack was the gum,
maybe, but there was a
but I know what
licorice
you're
type,
talking
black
about.
licorice type
Yeah,
thing that you got.
they're like little pieces of them.
Yeah,
Yeah, those were
that.
nasty.
Oh, I couldn't
And I
eat
even like black licorice a little bit, but
that. Two more. I never cared for the root beer barrel candy.
really, oh my god, I love those.
I
I mean,
didn't like them.
I even like the Reed's root beer candies.
What else?
Yeah, one more.
Mm, I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. What's
My
your four? You got
my
four?
four, oh, number one, the Abraham Lincoln of my shit candy is circus peanuts. They are the absolute worst thing that's
Oh,
ever
that'd be on
existed.
my list too.
Oh,
Probably.
there's it's not
My
even.
wife
Oh,
loves those things. That's like a marshmallow, ain't it?
yeah, it's kind of marshmallowy, but oh my god, they're so gross. They're that orange, weird. Like they should be making sneakers out of those fucking things. They should be the bottom of a shoe. They're so terrible.
And she eats the on Easter those marshmallow peeps.
Peeps.
I
I
can't
like
eat.
peeps,
I can't eat those.
but
Man.
you can only eat
I
like one
love
or two.
sugar. I love sugar, but that is way too much.
That's a lot of sugar. You can only eat one or two of those things, and then it's just too much.
Her
But
dad
yeah,
buys her a pack of those every year.
yeah. Does she get different colored ones, or are they always yellow?
Yeah, they no, he gets her different color ones. Now they got different flavored ones now. It's
Really?
cool. Yeah,
Huh.
there's all kinds of flavors now you can go get.
My number
Yeah.
two just got mentioned. The spiced jelly beans. I hate them.
Oh yeah,
I like the
hate
sweet ones. I like sweet jelly beans, but those spiced ones are just disgusting.
they are.
I can't stand them.
That's funny you say that. My neighbor, him and his wife, they're older. They go out to Amish country, and he's always bringing shit home. I don't know. He's like, goes to these secondhand food stores or whatever, and he'll like wheel and deal with them, and he'll bring cases of shit home.
Oh God.
So he's like, "Hey, I got like 11 boxes of jelly beans. You want some?" I'm like, "No, no, I don't really eat them." But and then my wife's like, "I'll take a pack." So he gives me like 5 packs, and they're all them spiced jelly beans. I said, "Have at it, man. I'm not eating any of that shit."
Nasty. They're
I
just
don't think she
nasty.
even ate any of them. I think
Oh,
she
they're
gave them all
terrible.
away.
I'm not even. These aren't on the list because they don't really count. But the other ones that the mystery flavored jelly beans. Have you ever had those ones? They like skunk flavor and
Jelly belly,
booger flavor.
Is that what they are? The jelly belly ones?
I don't know. I don't know who makes them.
Yeah. They have like a little game. It comes in a box.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they got all them weird flavors.
That doesn't count because they do that on purpose.
Right.
Necco wafers are going to make my number three. They're terrible. You can write on the fucking ground with them. They're just gross. Any of that, we're going to lump any of that chalk candy together.
Yeah.
It's just gross. Then probably, and this used to be my favorite candy when I was a kid, and now it's so gross I can't stand it. That's the Boston baked beans.
Oh yeah.
They were good when I was a
Those are
kid.
nuts, aren't they?
Yeah.
Aren't those peanuts?
They're some kind of roasted peanut, but they ruined them. They're gross now. The Brock's brand isn't bad. It's like lumpy looking. It's not the same as the Boston baked bean, but they ruined it. I had some about a couple months ago. Might even been a year ago. But yeah. You like Necco wafers? Oh my God, Tisha likes Necco wafers. Those things are terrible.
We should have known.
We should have known. Beverly and her Necco wafers. Oh, Sparky.
There's a candy store I think it's down in Columbus I went to.
Mm-hmm.
And they sell all that older must be a company that makes like the old candy still.
Yeah.
Because you can get all that that older candy that you never can find anywhere anymore.
Well, next time,
That's-
remind me, next time we go down that way, we'll check it out.
Yeah,
See if we can find some stuff. Because that's what my diabetes needs, some throwback candies.
yeah.
Actually, everything's been under
You
control
remember
lately.
the little square? They called them. I think they called them ice cubes or something.
Huh.
They were like little square chocolate wrapped in foil.
No, I don't
I
remember
was
that.
thinking they were called ice cubes or some kind of cube, but man, they were so. I don't know what kind of chocolate it was, but as soon as you put it in your mouth, it just like dissolved. It was good chocolate too, and I can't remember. But they sell them down there too.
I don't remember that one. But I do remember that store now that you're mentioning that.
I
You
don't
go
know what
in
it
and
was
they got
called.
like knee-high grape soda and
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
pop and candy store.
yeah. I
Yeah.
have that. There's one in Pittsburgh too.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, Bailey and I went to one in Pittsburgh, and it's hard to
Can't
get it.
remember.
It was over by what the hell is the name of that burger joint we go to over there? It's not Five Guys. It's something else, but it's over by that the IKEA that
Yeah.
whatever that
Is
shopping
that
area.
Robinson or something?
Robinson Square, yeah. It's
Yeah.
over in Robinson Square Center. Whatever they call that whole area. I think that's what it's called, Robinson. But yeah, it was a pretty cool store. They sell a lot of posters and you can buy and all that old school stuff. But it's mostly candies and pops and things from your childhood.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it though, but it was pretty good. Yeah, I like Reasons too.
I'm thinking it has something to do with a guy's name like JW something.
Right.
Or something like that. But I
JW Child Molester Candies.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Free candy in the van.
You guys love that IKEA store. I don't. Every
No,
time
there's
I go
not
in
a
that
you
one-
guys.
Oh,
It's not
terrible.
me. I think their
That's-
stuff is trash.
Or Barkley.
Yeah, I think their stuff is trash.
I
Everything
just
I
hate
get
the
there.
store, how they got it laid out, how you have to go through the whole fucking store
Yeah,
to
you
get
have
out
to.
of it.
Mm-hmm. It's dumb. The whole thing's dumb. But they do sell Swedish meatballs, and they're really good. You go up to the
IKEA
lunch area.
sells-
Yeah, you go
I
up to the
didn't
lunch
know
area, and it's
that.
hot. They have hot food up there. You go through the line just like a cafeteria with your
So
tray.
You guys are in there all fucking day.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's it's an event. It's an
Better you
event.
than me.
She loves that place, man. And it's a lot of money by the time we're out of there. Every time, it's crazy. Because some of the stuff's cool. I'll give it credit where the credit is due. Like their kitchen utensils and things like that. They have some cool little neat kitschy things, and I'm obsessed with pasta strainers because I eat a lot of pasta. I eat a lot of stuff that you strain, macaroni and cheese, shit like that. So I like having a good strainer because you get burnt on bad ones. So, and they have a lot of cool strainers. So, like I have like 5 strainers in the house. It's fucking ridiculous. But yeah, that stuff like that. Their little wooden spoon. They sell wooden utensils. I don't know what it is about them. Maybe it's because I used to get my ass beat with them or something. I don't know, but I like wooden ladles, and I don't know.
I got an ass beating story after we get onto your subject that you were going to talk about.
Oh yeah, does that go with that?
Yeah.
The Noble County Fair is this week down in Caldwell, Ohio. If anyone is in the area and you want to go down there, tonight is the Rough Trucks. We were going to go. That was the plan. And then we found out it's going to be 94 degrees. And I just she's 32 weeks pregnant. I just think it's a bad idea. So I talked her out of it. I'm like, let's not do that. You're going to
Oh,
get
you're not
sick.
going now?
No, we're not going to go.
Okay.
I really wanted to go. I really wanted to watch the Rough Trucks because that's going to be fun. Because down in that area, all the rednecks and all that, the hillbillies, they're going to drag their trucks right off the fucking parking lot and take it out on that course and run it. Everybody wants to be the local hero who beats all the racers with his little Toyota truck. And I remember watching this shit, and I used to watch Monster Jam religiously. I mean, I watched it every week. I loved monster trucks. I'm an adult at this point. Obviously because there was no cable when I was a kid, but I watched monster trucks all the time. And then they started having like these like races before the races, and they would let people drive their trucks in. This was in the 90s still. They would let people drive their trucks in right off the parking lot and race on the course. And they called them tough trucks. Now that ended up being a name brand. So now, like the county fair has it, they call them rough trucks, but it's still a hoot, man. And I remember this dude, like they had all these like after it started getting bigger. This dude's name was Rory McElroy or something like that. But he had this old beat up 84 Toyota with no bed on it, 4-wheel drive, and he was smoking everybody.
Where were we watching this at? Was it Noble or was it Tuscany?
No, this was on TV.
Oh, it was on TV.
Yeah, it was on TNT. They had Monster Jam every week.
That sounds like a story. I went to one of them tough trucks at Tuscross County Fair. And there was all these dudes and they were like, you got the triple jump and all that old bullshit. But these guys were like one up over one, one up over another one. This fucking dude come out in a Toyota piece of shit little truck and hit it air. He fucking flew over all three jumps. I'm like, that's how you do it right there. Come on. He won it though. He didn't give a shit. He just was full bore the whole way.
Yeah, that's how this guy was. And he did it on national TV.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing. The other guys were like just barely ramping it,
Mm-hmm.
So once in a while, a guy would catch a little bit of air off of one. But no, he hit him like 60 miles an hour. And it was like, bang! He would triple jump them bitches. And it was crazy. Insane. But yeah, I got a feeling that's what it's going to be like down there tonight. There's going to be some dude come in.
Is that tonight?
Yeah, it's tonight. I really wanted to go, but it's just going to be too hot.
Need to go. What time's it start?
7.
Yeah, it's going to be a little warm.
And late.
Wonder if the bleachers are in the sun or.
Yeah, they're out. Well, part of them, I haven't been down there since I was a kid. Yeah. But it used to be the very top, like 5 or 6 rows of the bleachers was covered, and the rest are open. And everybody always piles towards the top because they're higher up and you can see better and you have shade. So they're always gone right away.
I'll probably go watch them at the local one, probably.
At Tuscarawas County Fair?
Yeah, they're probably not as good as the one down there, but
I don't know. We got a lot of rednecks here too. We're not that much more cultured. I loved going to the fair when I was a kid. Throwing darts at balloons to win a T-shirt or one of those little stupid glass mirrors. And do you remember those roach clips? The feathers you clipped on?
Yeah.
See,
what did you say? The mirrors too?
Mirrors, yeah. The rock and roll mirrors were my favorite.
Those were awesome, and it wasn't hard to win them either.
No, yeah. All you do is pop a balloon.
Yeah.
They must have been able to make those things for like a nickel.
They don't have. They should bring them back. I bet they would do good.
I bet they would. Our fair is small.
Probably make mirrors and shit. That stuff's probably expensive to buy nowadays.
It might be. It might be the issue, but you can make that stuff out of anything. It probably had lead in the paint too.
Those were pretty badass. And they had the smaller ones. What were they? Probably 6x6.
Yeah, if that. Yeah.
And then they had the bigger. When you go to the bigger prize, they had the bigger mirrors.
I never got a big one.
Nah, me neither. I always had the small one, but my uncle had like a shit ton of those in his room.
Yeah.
Big ones. I remember a Fleetwood Mac one. I don't remember what I had a Kiss one. I don't remember all.
Oh yeah, AC/DC and Kiss were always the first two I went for. I had a Night Ranger one too because I was a huge Night Ranger fan when I was a dorky teenager. Just getting into my teens, because they did T-shirts too for a while. You could pop a balloon and win T-shirts. So I got the Night Ranger shirt.
When we were kids, you know how kids were like, "Oh, the fair!" We're all excited, you know. Not us. We dreaded the fair.
Why? Because it was right by your house?
No, my mom. We would have to go with our parents.
Yeah.
And she would go into them booths, you know, with all the advertisements and
right,
shit.
Yeah.
And she would get the free, you know how you go in there and you get the free yardsticks?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she would get bundles of them. And that's what we got beat with all the time. So we dreaded the fair. No yardsticks, Mom. But yeah, she would break them things over. So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
why she got all like a bundle of. Hey, can I have some more of those? And they give her whatever she wanted.
You should have went in ahead of her and took them all.
Yeah, but yeah, that's we dreaded going to the fair with them because I knew what was coming. So I was probably the one that got most of the yardsticks broke over me.
Well, yeah, that was me. I just couldn't. I just couldn't listen.
Nowadays, you do that, you're going to jail.
Oh yeah, if you beat your kids with something,
Yeah.
it's a shame too. Gotta make sure you keep that shit in the house.
I bet if it was like that nowadays, you wouldn't see all this school shootings and
Oh,
shit.
probably not. Well, I mean, there wasn't any of that back then.
No,
I mean, think
that's
about it.
because corporal punishment in schools was in. You got
Yep.
kids were fearful back then. They're not now because there's
Nope.
no repercussions.
Well, we used to take guns to school.
Yeah, show and tell.
Not only that, I mean, you keep them on the gun rack in your pickup truck. That was huge.
Yep.
That was like everybody did it. Everybody did it. Just the way it was. Now, if you're a felon instantly. You're a terrorist. They think they're protecting everybody, and all they've done is make it worse. But that's yeah. Did you ever sneak into the fair?
Oh yeah. Yep.
I bet I can tell you
Climb
right
the
where you did
fence.
it too.
Where did we do it?
In that back alley, there was a block building.
I did it there once, and then I always used to do it over. You know where all the vehicles park in that one corner.
Yeah.
You know where Domino's is.
Mm-hmm.
There's a fence that goes down that alley, like you're talking.
Yeah.
Said, but
The
we
other
used to
side.
climb-
Yeah.
We used to climb over it right there where all the vehicles were because they had like campers and shit there that were
Yep.
blocking
People that
the
worked at the
view.
fair and stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
And people
mhm.
that had animals at the fair that stayed. What? Explain to me how we all knew about those spots. Every kid knew about them,
I don't know.
but the
I don't
cops
know if it
didn't.
just went around like school or how.
Yeah, but how did they not know?
I don't know.
I just don't think they
Or
gave a
they,
shit.
yeah, I was just gonna say that they probably didn't care. Because the sheriffs they hate the fair duty.
Yeah, because they all got to work it.
Yeah. And that's probably what they do. They just probably sit around BS the whole time. They don't even really.
I would. Well, didn't you
Yeah,
work the fair
sure.
before?
No,
In the
I never
reserves?
did. No, I didn't work the reserve fair. Nope.
I knew
I
you
don't
were in
know.
on that, but
Yeah, I was for a while, but I didn't work the fair. I would have probably been a cop if they would have done the schooling. They kept saying I was reserved for I don't know, like 2-3 years.
mm-hmm.
They kept saying, "Yeah, we're gonna have the school. We're gonna have." They kept putting it off, and I was like,
You mean like an
"Screw this."
academy?
Yeah, it was an academy. Yeah,
So why didn't they do it?
I don't know. They just never did it. And then when I quit, it was like the following year they did the academy, and I'm like, "I figured."
Well, maybe they got tired of losing people. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, and it wasn't all that I thought it was going to be either. I mean, I liked the riding in the patrol car and stuff, but like working the dispatch, that was fucking nerve wracking. That was before they had 911, so you got to take all those calls.
Oh yeah, there was no segregation.
Nope.
That
And
would
then, like
that
a
wouldn't be
lot of
fun.
the deputies, they were older when I was there,
Mhm.
and they would like the lady be calling in frantic, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, okay, and I would call them, and they're like, "That's highway patrol, that's city, that's." So they were like pawning it off on
Yeah.
everybody else. I'm like, what are we doing here? I mean, we're supposed to be serving our community and helping, and they don't even want to do it.
Those older guys, yeah. They had already
After
done
they-
it. They had already done it for 1,000 years, and they were tired of it.
Yeah, that kind of.
Those guys were in it for the retirement,
So I was
like
kinda-
JR and those guys.
Now that
Hollywood.
I'm older, I have a couple buddies that are police, and they're like, they hate people.
Well, I mean,
'Cause
could you?
they got to deal with all that bullshit, the lying and the cheating and stealing, and
Well, not only that. Think about it. Just when you are in that job, everybody you come into contact is probably having one of, if not the worst day of their life.
Right.
Everybody. You are dealing with the absolute worst day in everybody's life every call. How could that not wear you down, you know?
Yeah.
I thought about doing it too. And I was like, yeah.
I'm glad I got out of it. Because nowadays, man, the shit that the police have to deal with.
Well, they go to prison now.
Right.
Yeah. No thanks.
I mean, you're putting your life on the line, and
Mm-hmm. And you got all these
you're-
armchair quarterbacks like, just shoot him in the knee if he pulls a machine gun on you. Shut the fuck up. You would shit your pants, piss down your legs, and be dead. These guys are out there. They have to protect themselves. I get it. And you know as well as I do that there's some cops that don't need to be cops.
Right. Yeah, for sure. I was just gonna say,
If
that's
I
there
was
are some
king of the
bad
world,
cops
the
out
first thing I would do is eliminate their union. I don't think cops should have a union. They protect the bad cops. And
there. Yep.
sorry, if a couple good cops get flushed down the toilet because of all the bad cops, then sorry, but that union shit needs to go. There's a reason those cops the same cops beat up people for generations because they're protected. They can't be disciplined. They can't be fired, you know. And the only police force that's recognized by the Constitution is the deputy or is the sheriff's department. All the other ones are unconstitutional police appointed by government. And that's Seems like every time they get involved in anything, it ends up being stupid. But I couldn't do it. That's why I'm glad other people do it. Same thing with the military. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine going through boot camp and having somebody scream in your face the whole time? I don't know if that's really how it is or not, but it seems like it.
I'm pretty sure that's how it is. But that wouldn't bother me as bad as like seeing all the destruction and
Yeah.
death, and that would mess you up.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, you probably are like that because I've seen your old lady yell at you, and it doesn't even bother you.
Yeah.
You just like turn a cheek to it. Yeah, okay. I can't. I'm too sensitive. They're talking about candy still in the chat. We got something going there, but
Oh, really?
yeah. Yeah. What do you think about candy corn? I'm on the fence with it.
It either. I'm like, that's about the same as peanuts.
Kind of, but
circus.
if you mix it with real peanuts,
I've tried that. My wife does that once in a while. And
I like it that way. But just eating them by themselves, it's just wax. It tastes like wax. Now, when you were a kid and your teeth fell out and you would shove one up in there, that was cool. You can make a candy corn smile or whatever, but yeah, we haven't given any money away yet. We got to think about that. If anybody's out there in chat, there's only 2 or 3 people listening on chat, but if you're outside of chat and you're listening, you want a chance to win Bon Lee's money, we're going to give away $60 this morning. Still stuck on $60. Get your numbers 1 through 50. Start typing them in. I'll start writing them down, and then here in a little bit, we'll spin the wheel. And
didn't you say all the low numbers were hitting on this last?
Last time it was 3 or something. Yeah, it was a low number the last time. 4 or something like that. I keep track of them. It was 4 the last time.
I'll go with 9.
Let's see here. Bonzo's taking 9. I should pick a number 2 just because.
Might well.
See, Bon Lee, he's going to take number 5. Mel's taking 42. Tisha took
Watch,
21.
Like 50. It'll be 50 now that I picked.
It's
9.
been 49 and 50 before. It definitely has. And there's a guy in chat, Jesse, he usually comes in around 9 o'clock or so. He always picks 50, but he may not be here yet. I got your number, Mel 42. Oh, she unsent it and resent it. I went scroll back up. I was like, yeah. So that was your fair story about your mom beating your ass?
Yeah, yep. I used to
Yeah.
get beat with yardsticks free from the fair.
I remember it's a guy that works for Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
He, him and his brothers are always getting in scraps and scrapes, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Their family has a reputation for it. And I remember one year, I didn't know him. I knew who they were, but I didn't know him. Like now I know him. We're friends now. But I remember I remember the cops dragging him out of the fair one year. Like they had him handcuffed and they were carrying him.
Yeah.
And the reason it stuck in my mind is he had these knee-high buckskin boots with the fringes on them. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
I told you about what year it was.
Uh-huh.
Tuscarawas County Fair. I think I was 14. He was- yeah. He was probably about the same age, so he might be a year or two older than me, but he had those boots on. And then they had those jackets too. Remember them? They called them
Yep.
buckskin jackets or whatever at the
Mhm.
French.
Mhm.
Some of that shit, I mean, all that 80s stuff is
Didn't
coming
Billy,
back.
Didn't Billy Jack wear one? of
Yeah,
those?
he did. He had that big flat, excuse me, that big flat brimmed black hat and then that buckskin jacket. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the bomb back. That was in the 70s, though.
Yeah. Don't fight in the fairgrounds. I learned that pretty hard.
Yep, that you did. But you
I
guys
didn't
weren't even
fight in the
in.
fairground though. The sheriff was after my ass big time. I didn't fight in the fairgrounds. I fought outside the fairgrounds.
I wonder why they made a big deal out of where. What does it
Well,
matter?
they thought the sheriff is the one that contacted looking for me, and then they after I went down there because my grandma calls me at like midnight because my name is the same as my grandpa's name, so
Mm-hmm.
they called his house looking for me. So she calls and is like, "Did you get in a fight tonight?" I'm like, "Yeah." The sheriff's looking for you. I'm like, "Oh shit." So I run over to the sheriff's department, and this fat cop's back there. I go in and say, "I'm so and so," and he comes out. He's screaming at me. "You're going to prison!" He throws this big law book in front of me. "You see what that says right there? You're going to do 10 years. What do you think you're doing fighting in the fairgrounds?" I'm like, "I wasn't fighting in the fairgrounds." He was like, "What?" I said, "I fought out there at Reeves parking lot." He's like, "Oh." I said, "That ain't your jurisdiction, is it?" He's like, "No." I said, "Okay, see you later." He's like, "I'm calling Dover." I said, "I'm heading that way right now, so you don't have to call him." He was all pissed.
Wonder why the fairgrounds would make it worse.
I don't, just because the sheriffs were assholes back then. They think they're, well, they are higher than all the police. Just you said that already.
Yeah, they're the only constitutionally
They're the
recognized
highest
police force.
ranking.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't understand, why a fist fight would get you 10 years in prison.
Yeah, I don't either. But I guess because the kid was pretty bad. His his pictures were pretty bad.
Well, I mean, don't start nothing, won't be nothing.
Right.
That should be the rule. If I was king of the world, if you start a fight and you get your ass kicked, then maybe you shouldn't have started the fight.
Right. Yeah, and I wasn't doing anything. I was minding my own business. It was my wife's ex, and he come up and shoved me from behind. I didn't even know he was there. He come up in the fairgrounds and shoved me. And I was smart because I knew the sheriffs didn't like fighting and stuff like that. So he's like, "Let's go." I said, "I'm not fighting in here." I said, "If you want to fight, we'll go outside." So he followed me outside. I beat the shit out of him, and then I went home. So uh, then all the shit happened. I had to go to jail for a couple days. That was all I got though. I was pretty happy with that. 2 days.
Yeah, but didn't his parents get involved and like try to get you?
Yeah,
For,
his parents were. I don't know who his dad was. He was up there and like he wasn't an attorney or anything. But what saved me was the kid that was with him was supposed to testify against me, and he never showed up for court. So it was just my word against his. But
So he was going to lie.
well, he was gonna. I kind of told a little fib, but you know, I was hitting him more than I should have been hitting him, but it was a long, drawn out thing where he was provoking me, tried to run me off the road with on my motorcycle and all kinds of stuff like that. But yeah, it was just a build up, and I was pretty angry at the time, so I took it out on him.
Well, I mean, he asked for it.
So yeah, the pictures were pretty bad, and you know, the judge that was back then, you know, I ain't gonna say any names, but the DWI judge.
Yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah, he didn't like that. Was the second worst thing that you could do.
Yeah. The worst thing you could do is cocaine and get DUIs in Coshocton County.
Yeah,
Like he did.
but yeah, he was. All I had to do was 2 days, and then I had to pay a bunch of hospital bills and stuff. But
How long did
I
that
could-
take?
what's that?
Paying the hospital bills.
It wasn't that much. I think it was like $1,500, but back then
That's a lot of money. That's
Yeah.
3 cars.
So
Back in the 80s, 3 decent vehicles. That's something you can't do anymore.
I was still living at home at the time, so I think
Yeah.
my parents might have helped me pay for that.
Well, I mean, I don't know how it all came about, but I mean, if I'd have been the judge, I'd have been like, lesson learned, move on.
Yeah.
Don't be trying to run people off the road.
Pretty
Don't be
much-
starting
he pretty-
fights.
He pretty much did that. I mean, gave me 2 days just to, you know, let me experience jail, I guess. That was the first and only time.
Were you 18 yet?
Yes, I was. I just.
That's
turned
why.
18, I think.
That's why they did
That
it.
was the year I turned 18.
They tried to teach you a lesson.
Yeah. And it worked. I stayed pretty.
Well, because let's be honest, your last name kind of probably had something to do with it too.
Yeah.
Because you had some crazy family members. They were probably like, oh, here comes another one.
Yeah.
Well, these guys out here beating everybody up all the time. Fucking. But yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely an experience, and I think I learned my lesson. I hope I did.
Well, I don't know. Did you?
I don't know. We'll see.
I still get angry enough to do that sometimes.
I do too, but I try to hold it back nowadays.
Well,
I
you
mean,
get
you got
some
a lot
temper.
to lose nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah. Things are different.
Yes, for sure. Back then, it wasn't as bad. You could.
Well,
fight.
and you also, yeah, it was just different times too.
Yeah.
And you probably did go overboard, but you're
You're
can't- mad.
You can't help it. Once you're in that rage,
Mm-hmm.
there's no stopping it.
That's how I always got when I got into fights. I didn't remember them. Once I got to that point, I would like almost black out. I would your body goes into that fight or flight mode, and
Yep.
you just start swinging away, and you don't remember shit. I remember this one time. Me and Steve Gillen were out riding around, and we're doing the boulevard thing, where you like flash your lights at chicks' cars, and they pull over, you talk to them. That's how you pick girls up back then. Well, we were behind this pickup truck. It was early 80s Ford, big jacked up 4-wheel drive Ford. And we look in the back, and there's 3 chicks in it, we're flashing lights at them, Then they pull over, we pull up beside them, and it was just this fucking dude with long hair and his wife and his daughter.
Oh,
We didn't know at that
jeez.
time. So we just drove by, we're like, whatever. Well, it must have pissed him off because he started chasing us. And we're like, so being the smart ass that I am, I pulled my pants down, was hanging my ass out the window and stuff. So that must have made him really mad. But what we didn't know is he lived right down the road from Gillen's. So he knew the car and he knew where we lived. And we outran him, we did all this. And then we got home later and he was fucking waiting in the dark, like just down the road. He parked just down the road and he come up to us. And like we're getting out of the car, and this guy comes running up. He's like, "Did you moon me, motherfucker?" And he comes to Gillen. That's what he was saying. He's like, "No, it was him."
He pointed to you.
He pointed to me. So this dude comes over and he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Hey, man, it's like you were trying to run us off the road," and he just clocks me. And that's all I remember. Steve said I grabbed a hold of him and started beating the shit out of him. His wife got out of the truck with a baseball bat and come after me, was hitting me with the bat in the back. Get me off this guy. I don't remember any of it. I just remember him hitting me, and everything went blank. But I beat this poor guy in front of this family. It's so gross, man. I look back and I'm like, geez Louise. But he was drunk. I could smell the alcohol on his breath when he came after me. So that's another thing you don't want to do is fight when you're drunk, because
For sure.
you can't. You can't. You think you can. You feel big and bad. But that alcohol slows you way down. Way down. Stay away from that stuff. Well, it doesn't look like we're going to get any more numbers, so let's see here. We'll spin. Just be the four of us. 2 of us work on the show. 2 of us don't. Let's see here. Let's see. Nope, nobody texted me. I got no other messages anywhere else. Nope. Here we go.
What do you do? Spin something on your phone?
Yeah, I have an app called, let me see if I can find it here. It is called Pretty Random. And you just tap the screen and it pulls up a number. You set the parameters from like 1 to whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have them set from 1 to 50. So I'll just tap the screen and it just spins a random number.
Does it just pop a number up, or is there a wheel that spins? And
It spins like it's not a wheel, but it spins. But there it is. And this number has come up before, but nobody picked it. Oh, it's you stupid thing. Every time I touch it, it keeps spinning a different number, but it was 3.
Oh, little number again.
Yep, it was 3. I touched it. Now I can't save the number. It spun again. Now it says 35, but no one had that number either. Boo. Well, there's only 4 of us. I mean, the odds are pretty slim.
Yeah, 1 to 50. Should have
someone's
made it
gonna
like
hit it.
1 to 20 or something.
Well, if there's only 4 of us, we could do 1 to 10 and somebody still wouldn't hit it. Yep. No, well, we just didn't have very many people. So the $60 will carry over till tomorrow night. I'm going to try again on Win Bond Lee's Money on Bonfire tomorrow night. So tune in for that at 9 p.m. You hear your favorite rock and karaoke songs, your favorite rock and karaoke singers. Tonight, the country show, country/bluegrass show with 2N Jen. She comes on at 8 p.m. Oh, I got so much radio stuff to do today.
On that one.
What's that?
She plays regular.
She plays country and bluegrass.
Yeah, it's not karaoke.
It's all karaoke, yeah.
Oh, it's all karaoke.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The only people that play regular music is the Saturday night show, Wheatley White, and Puddin' at the end of her show always plays one real one from the MTV era. Her putting on the mix. She's every other Friday night. Her and Pat are talking about doing a talk show.
I can't wait for that.
But she said they only want to do it once a month.
Once a month?
Yeah, that's what I said. That's not enough. That's not enough. They should do every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday like us. They should do Evening Bull.
At least once a week. Come on.
We'll do Morning Bull. They should do Evening Bull.
That's like radio gold there.
That's what I said. No one else believes me. They don't believe me.
It's awesome.
I think they're hilarious together.
I could sit there and listen to that for hours.
Pat and his partner, Kevin, Fred and Barney, that's what we call them on this show. They listen sometimes. I don't know if they're listening today or not. I didn't get any numbers from them, so I'm going to assume they're not listening. But they do listen to us. Hey, Fred. So, if they're out there. But yeah, I would love to. I think she said, I ain't going to say what she said she was going to call it. I'll let them do all the announcing on that stuff. I know that you guys 24/7. That's why you should put it on 20. You guys should just walk around and record yourselves all day, every day.
YouTube channel make millions of dollars.
Yeah, it'd be like Meet the Osbournes, only funny. Because that show wasn't that funny. Ozzy was kind of funny because you couldn't understand a freaking word he said, but no, go ahead, you can. Wait, you mean follow you guys around with cameras? Oh, name the show? I think she said SmackDown. Pat and Tisha's SmackDown. I mean, somebody already has that name, but not when it comes to a talk show. I don't know what I would call it if it was me. Chitty chat with P and T.
The honeymooners.
The honeymooners, yes. The honeymoon is over.
The honeymoon's over.
Yeah, he does it on purpose. I know he does. He pokes at her to get her goat.
I would.
Yeah.
My wife was on a radio station talking. Yeah. I'd be all over.
Oh,
that.
I can. Yeah. I'm not a good person, though, but yeah, I would do the same thing. I would constantly be messing with her. And I'm surprised she doesn't do the same. I really am. The SmackDown with Big P and Little T. Yeah, that's... Yeah, but you guys don't really fight. I mean, just, you just do stuff. Well, we're after 9 o'clock. This, in the future, this is where we're going to start talking about videos and stuff if we ever start doing that.
Okay.
So this time for Bonzo's pick. Do you have a band or anything you want to introduce to people out there listening?
A new song.
It doesn't have to be new. It could be just new to them.
Okay.
It can be anything you want. Anything you want to introduce to people, that displays your taste in music or video or whatever. We can find pretty much anything you want. We're just not allowed to say the name of the platform. What is it?
What aren't we allowed to say?
The name of the platform
Oh.
that I use to play the music. They frown on this.
Let's do. This is Boxcar Racer. Look that up.
Bonzo's pick. That's the name of the song?
That's the band. And the name is I Feel So.
Here it is. Here is I Feel So by Boxcar Racer. Give it a listen.
Wish I was stronger, wish I could feel no pain. Wish I was young, wish I was shy. I wish I was honest, wish I was you, not I. 'Cause I feel so mad, I feel so angry, feel so careless, so lost, confused again. Feel so cheap, so used, unfaithful. cures for how people are. I wish I had power. I wish I could lead. I wish I could change the world for you and me. 'Cause I feel so mad. I feel so angry. Feel so careless. So lost, confused, again. Feel so cheap. So used, unfaithful. Let's start over. Let's start over.
That was I Feel So by Boxcar Racer.
Pretty much Blink.
Pretty much Blink.
Yeah.
You got the bio up on them?
I do not. I know it was when they broke up. Tom DeLonge started this. He wanted a heavier. He loved that Fugazi. Have you ever heard that punk band?
Huh. I don't know.
He loved them, and he wanted to do something similar to them. So he started this as a side project.
Well, that sounded just like Blink to me.
Yeah. And
That was
Travis Barker, the drummer, he played on the album, but it wasn't Mark. He excluded Mark, and then that's what caused a big riff in their band, and then they ended up breaking up over it.
Yeah, people.
But the guitar player and the bass player, they were like an unknown, two unknowns, I think. So it was pretty much Blink. Just, I thought it sounded like Blink, but I didn't see any difference. But on that album, if you like Blink and you want to hear something different, that's one I recommend, because they have some. Yeah, it's weird because they have other artists sing on it with him, and he does have Mark sing on one of the songs. So I don't know what caused the big riff, but
people are sensitive, man, especially in bands. If you think about it, you're starting to dip your toe into that pool now.
Yeah.
You have to kind of bare your soul a little bit to do that kind of stuff. You're extremely vulnerable, so everything's kind of raw, emotionally and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to sound like a sissy, but that's the truth. You kind of like, you're just laying your heart out on a table, singing in front of people, because you don't know. There's going to be somebody out there that doesn't like what you do.
And
all right.
Just,
and you
I'm
got
throwing this out here right now since we're talking about it. If something happens to where we start fighting or whatever, I'm out. I don't want to lose our friendship over.
You and me? No, we ain't got nothing to worry about. Even if we do get in fights, because we have over the years a couple of times.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't, it's not, there's nothing that's going to, we've been friends for too long.
Right.
It's never going to end. It would have to be, it would have to be pretty awful, which neither of us are going to do anything that awful to each other. So getting into an argument over something is not going to, I hope you don't think we're that fragile.
I don't, but
I don't either.
I don't. There's a lot of bands that are out there that they say they were brothers, and now they ain't even talking
Yeah,
anymore.
they talk a lot of shit, but they're really not. If it was really your brother, you'd get into a fight and forget about the next 5 minutes and you move on.
Right.
They don't do that though. Everybody's. I don't know. I can tell you from Evil Ways breakup exactly what happens, and it happened there. It started to get good, and you've seen it. The band was starting to get good. The music was coming together. It was tight. It was good.
Oh, it was awesome.
And then one dude gets a little off, thinks, well, this is done. We already put the time in, and people rest on their laurels. And they think, well, we don't need to work anymore. I can skip practice all the time. I can go get high. I can do this, do whatever I want, show up drunk, blah, blah, blah. And that's just not the way it works. You can't ever stop working at it. And if it feels like it's worked to you from the beginning, then it's probably not right to begin with. Because it doesn't feel like work to me. When we do that stuff, that's not work. It takes work to put it together, but it doesn't feel like work. Like not the 4-letter word work. You know what I mean? I think it's fun.
I do too.
It's just fun to me. And it's been that way ever since day one. It was probably a little more fun on day one, but,
I thought
just,
day one was nerve wracking. I like it better now.
yeah. Yeah. You still need to show up on Tuesdays.
I would have came last
take your
night, but
lickings.
I had a meeting I had to go to.
I know. I'm just messing with you, but that extra practice, everything you do will add something, another layer to what you're already naturally good at. Just the way it is. It isn't work, but you got to put the work in, if that makes sense. Speaking of all this, I'm considering something, but this is your band. So you have to.
Man, it's our band.
No, it's your band. Somebody's got to take the lead. Sorry, it's just the way it works. It'll never work if everybody has a say and there's not one person who's in charge of like putting the shit together. It'll fall apart quick. Just telling you right now. Somebody has to take the lead and be like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. Then everybody gets a say, but there's still got to be somebody who has the veto power on that bullshit. But what I would like to do is have a contest on the radio and have everybody put in band names that they think we should call the band.
All right.
You can enter as many times as you want. And whoever, if we pick a winner, and we will pick one of those names, we'll give you guys like a month. And we'll start you can just message me directly on the PM, or if you have my personal number, you can text me, and I'll write them all down.
Telling this to 2 people.
Huh?
I said you're telling this to 2 people.
That's all right. It's recorded. It'll be up on the podcast. We'll type it in chat and make an announcement too.
Listen to your replays?
Yeah, people do.
Do they?
I get more listeners that way than we do live. Way more, actually. But it's, we got more than that right now. Not many more. A few more. Handful. Tens of listeners. But anyhow, the winner will get $50 on an Amazon gift card out of my pocket if you pick a band name that we like.
Should we tell them, what kind of music we're playing?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm going to lean towards more of the punk style music, and Tom's going to do some classic plus AC/DC. And weren't we going to throw some outlaw country music in there?
Yeah, I'd like to.
It's going to be a variety, I guess.
Cornucopia. But
Yeah.
I think that the edgier music is definitely where we're leaning. We're not going to play.
I'm not doing a lot of punk, but I'd like to throw some punk. And we're doing what kind of, we got STP right now.
Yeah.
We're doing one of their songs, and Godsmack and AC/DC.
Edgier
Yeah.
outlying
Hard
rock and roll, and then edgier
We're
outlying country stuff that's
we're
not
trying.
radio
Yeah,
friendly,
we're
so to
trying
speak.
not to do what everybody ever all these other neighborhood bands are doing. All these popular songs, the radio songs. We're trying to do different things.
And
I don't
it'll
know. We
probably like be our downfall as far as like
probably.
crowd size, but I don't care.
I don't either.
I don't care. I don't
I
care
just
if
want to
we
play
ever play
music
more
that
than
I
two
like.
gigs. I don't care. I want to do fun stuff. I want to do what I like. At first, I was a little resistant to your idea. And then
Yeah.
I thought, you know what? Who cares? Who cares what all these other people think about? This is
That's
what
the
you should
punk
do.
attitude.
Right? Who cares? Just do what I just want to do what's fun. Like my stuff isn't punk though. Like my fun stuff is like John Mellencamp, Get a Leg Up, you know?
Yeah. Well,
Stuff like that. You know, the AC/DC songs like Overdose that nobody knows. You know, that kind of stuff. Songs that I like. My picks, my deep cuts. I think that's what they call those, right? Those ones that are hidden in the albums. They call them deep cuts
yeah.
or deep tracks or
Yeah.
something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's, oh boy, that'd be a great name, Deep Cuts. Yeah. No one's allowed to use that one. That's mine. So if you're in a, we'll do a write up and we'll post it in chat. That way everybody will get to see it. There's a couple hundred people in chat, so we'll get some stuff, and we'll put it on Facebook too. I'll advertise it on Facebook and on the Instagram account. And good luck keeping track of all the names that people come up with, but we'll try.
Yeah. That
We'll
should
try.
be up.
I think what we'll do is we'll set up an email account or use our WBAM email account and have people send it into there with the subject line, band name, or something like that. $50 isn't a lot of money, but
no unholy names.
yeah, we can't do
Our
no
drummer will
Satan
quit.
stuff.
Our band, our drummer will quit on us.
Yeah, he's kind of a Jesus-y guy, which is cool, you know. I think religion has its place in everything, including rock and roll. So we have to be kind to his needs. I think it's silly, but because they're just words to me.
Yep, that's what I told
But
you.
you know what? To him, they're not. So we have to respect that. Just like, you know, he has to respect the music we want to play. We all got to try to get along and be cool with each other. So no Satan-y names. It's not, you're not going to win because Bonzo and I are going to pick the winner. So if you start throwing out like, you know, Satan's disciples or some bullshit like that, you're not going to win $50. Too bad. Move on. Stop it. We might laugh about it. We might find it fucking hilarious, but that's not the point. You're still not going to win your $50.
Get
I
your
have a band
creative
name I wanted to
juices
use. But
flowing.
what's that?
I said, get your creative juices flowing.
Yes. Be creative with it. We'll have to write it up after the show. I got a bunch of uploads I got to do. It's that time of the week, middle of the week. We have some syndicated shows on the radio station. These people send me their podcasts, and I have to upload them. I have to download them to my computer and then upload them into the automated system so it plays when their scheduled show plays. So there's that. I'd like to do that with this show too. Maybe play it at different times, play the replay at different times, like on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah.
You know, put like, I don't know how we do it. I'll have to work on that with Heather. Heather's got a segment coming up starting next week. It's going to be Heather's weather. Tisha's going to be doing a segment starting next week. Hers is getting lucky with little T. So we'll see what that's all about when it starts. There's going to be we got Bonzo's pick has already started. This week was the Boxcar Rider. Their song, I Feel So. That was Bonzo's pick for the week. You have to tune in next week to See what his next week pick is. And it might not be music. It might be, a candy bar. It's whatever he wants to play, whatever he wants to pick, whatever he wants to recommend for you, his fans, to try out. Listen to.
So it can be a movie or
It can be anything.
Okay.
If you watched a movie and you want to do a review on it, that can be your pick.
Good to know. I'll keep that in mind.
Yep, it could be anything. Like I said, it could be like, I ate at this restaurant, blah, blah, blah. That could be Bonzo's pick. I put you on the spot this week, so.
Yeah.
We still got Friday's show. If you wanna work on something between now and Friday.
All right.
We can do a daily pick. We got plenty of time. It's a 2-hour show, so we're drawing to a close here. And we don't have to do the full 2 hours. We can do whatever we want. As it turns out,
good.
It's our radio station. It's our show. We do what we want. We got another 10 minutes to kill. We can play some more music. Do you got any more fair stories you got to tell?
I don't think so. There was one when I was a kid. We used to go to the fair, and the guy always scared me. I don't know why, because he was crippled. He was in a wheelchair. He couldn't use anything, but he built these amazing lamps and stuff out of like popsicle sticks.
Really?
And he sold them at the fair, and people bought them like crazy. But he used his mouth. He would take the popsicle stick in his mouth, and he would touch it in glue or whatever, and then he'd put it together. And you should have seen the.
It's fucking gross.
Like, it is, but he did it, and it was the stuff that he could build with those popsicle sticks was amazing. But he always freaked me out, though. He was so crippled. I felt sorry for him, but he was making it work.
Well, whatever. Yeah, that's. Well, I had a story and I forgot what it was.
What's your favorite food at the fair?
My favorite food at the fair has always been Deruso's.
Deruso's.
Yeah, Deruso's.
See, my
sausage.
wife makes them here at the house.
I know.
So
Your wife's are as good as anybody's.
So I don't usually get that when I go to the fair.
We don't either anymore. And that's probably why.
My go-to, and it's getting so expensive, I always go to the local cattle association's booth and get a ribeye steak sandwich.
Yeah.
They're killer.
I like the pork burgers from the pork producers.
Yeah, a lot of people get those too. But
They got
the
this.
ribeye, but man, is it so expensive now? It used to be like $5. Now it went up to like $6. It's up to like $10.50 now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Sandwich.
It's still worth it. It's what they get the money goes to a good place, I think. So.
Yeah, for sure.
But the pork producers make this relish. It's spicy relish, and it's handmade every year, and every year it's different. It's the same, but the heat level is always different. Sometimes it's kind of mild, and sometimes it sets your butt on fire.
Yeah.
So, but I like it, no matter which one it is. I always put a spoonful on top of the pork burger. Oh, my God.
They used to sell at that place. I remember people buying them. You could buy a pack of their pork burgers.
Yeah.
Can you still do that?
I don't think so. Maybe at the. I don't think at the stand.
I don't know. It looked like there was 12 burgers in this pack, and they would sell them like that too. I don't know.
We go to the Swiss Festival out in Sugar Creek every year.
Yeah.
To get that Swiss cheese on a stick.
My wife loves the cheese on a stick. She likes the pepper jack cheese on a stick.
That would be good too.
It's hard to find.
Yeah, that would be good too. You just dip it in mustard.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah, that's yeah. That would be my number 2. But I like the pork burgers, I like the Deruso's, and I used to really like the fries.
I did too.
Because
I always usually get fries when I go there.
And that's the only time that I use the malt vinegar on them.
Yeah, I use that too on them.
When they're in the cup. And yeah, I don't know why. You can get malt vinegar at any restaurant pretty much. I
do sometimes at the restaurant. Depends on what.
Barkley does sometimes too.
If it looks like the fair fries, I usually get the vinegar. I ask for
it. It probably is better on the thin hand cut ones.
Yeah.
Home style. What do they call them? I don't know what they call them. home
I
style or
just
something
want
like
fair
that.
fries. I don't know
Yeah.
what they're called.
Yeah. They got a name at the restaurants. Fresh cut. That's what they call them. Fresh cut fries. But yeah, that's what I prefer. But I'll eat any kind of potato pretty much. Like baked, fried, mashed, boiled.
Did you try them tater teasers I told you about it? You probably haven't been up that way yet, have you?
Which restaurant was it?
At Swenson's.
No, we haven't been up that way.
Yeah.
Bailey
Gotta
didn't
try
like that
those.
place.
Oh, so you probably won't go back.
Yeah, I probably won't go back. She gets one bad burger at a place and that's it.
Yeah.
And she didn't like the burger.
But when she likes something, she sticks to it.
Oh my
apparently.
God. Obsessively.
Told me you only eat at 2 places in Columbus. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. It's either the melting pot or that Brazilian steakhouse. Texas de Brazil. But I mean, you can't go wrong eating meat all day.
My son watches those like diners, drive-ins, and dives
Mhm.
or whatever, and he always
Cafe
wants to
Eddie.
go to them places. Like there was a few places in Columbus he wanted to go hit those. But
There's a list of restaurants he did in Ohio somewhere.
yeah,
There's a bunch of them. They didn't all make the show, but he went to a bunch of restaurants in Ohio.
yeah. Connor's always about. Hey, I want to try that. I want to try. He's when he was young, he didn't eat anything. It was
I remember hot
he'd
dogs.
eat hot dogs,
That was it.
and then he jumped to chicken nuggets. He
Chicken
would eat
nuggets and
those
hot dogs.
too,
Yeah.
but he would not try.
I remember when he first broke out and started eating nachos.
Yeah.
That was the one that like broke the seal.
Now he's into trying all kinds of weird.
I know.
He
went
was
to that-
like, we were in the car last night driving with a friend. We were going to that meeting, and she was talking about she went out to Colorado, and I don't know if it was her family or friend, but they would hunt prairie dogs out there. They must be pretty bad. Connor's like, ooh, I'd like to try them. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I said, you mean to eat them? He's like, yeah, I'd try that. I'm like, I don't know if you can eat them or not. My grandpa used to eat groundhog though when he was
I
younger.
think they're relatives, right?
Yeah, they are. I don't know what it would taste like, but he was wanting to try. He likes calamari and all that good
Yeah.
stuff.
I like calamari too. Conch.
I do too.
Conch is
I've never
good.
had conch.
It's just like scallops. If you like scallops, you'd like conch.
Oh, scallops are fucking amazing.
Yeah, I love scallops too. That's why I like conch. It's so similar.
I'm gonna have to try that. Where do you get that at around here?
You don't.
You don't. You
No.
got to go to like
Florida.
Florida.
Yeah. Well, there may be. Like that East Side Market up in Cleveland, you can buy alligator up there. They may have conch
Yeah.
up there
He
too.
likes that. He likes that too.
I love
Talk about-
alligator.
It's good.
It's a strange meat. It has the consistency of pork, but it tastes like chicken.
Yeah.
Like when you eat it, it's like eating a pork chop, but it tastes like chicken. I know that's weird, but we had it barbecued. Oh my God, it was so good. So good. I was like, yeah, I don't know about this. Like alligator. Let's have alligator. Because I'm not very adventurous with my food.
Yeah.
It takes a lot to get me out of my comfort zone.
Connor, that's all he is, man. He wants to try something different, but he won't eat any kind of pasta. He's got like
Really?
gag reflex on it or something.
Hmm.
Just the texture just makes him gag.
Well, texture is important to me. But pastas are like my favorite food, so.
Yeah, one of mine too, but he will not. And it took him, I think he was 22 or 23 before he even tried pizza. He wouldn't try pizza.
Yeah, then he was eating like fucking barbecue chicken pizza and all that
he's eating
Mexican
all that weird
pizza.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember when he broke out of his shell and started trying all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, whatever it was that broke the seal, it's kind of good, though. I mean, you should experience as much as you can. I try to. I really do try to, but it just doesn't. I don't know. I like what I like, and I get weird about my meals because I'm like, I don't want to waste. I don't want to waste a whole dinner on something I might not like.
My wife thinks I'm weird for food wise.
Well, I mean, you do eat some weird shit.
I just don't like shit on my food. I don't like condiments. I don't like any kind of condiments.
Yeah, to me, that's odd. But I'm talking
I wanna
about the way you
taste-
eat cake and pie.
Oh yeah, and, well, that was a grown-up thing. That was what my family did, so that's what I did. And
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
Yeah, I.
Put it in a bowl with some milk. That's what we always did. I don't know if that was a depression thing that they did.
I don't know.
That's what my grandma and grandpa always did, and we always did it on Sundays when we'd go there. Big Italian family. Everybody she'd bake a cake and they'd put it in a bowl and put milk on it.
It goes like for me. It's a texture thing. It gets soggy, and I'd be like,
soggy. Yep.
I wouldn't like it.
I don't know.
Because I like cake, and I like milk with my cake. I do.
Yeah.
When I eat cake, I'd like to have a glass of milk, or even a cupcake. I like to have a glass of milk. Donut, same thing. And I even dunk.
What's the difference then?
I don't know. It just seems odd. It just seems odd to me. You know, and I'm sure everybody's got like that weird family thing that you know that they do.
Yeah, for sure. But whatever you grew up with, that's what you
Right, like Barkley when I told her how we made goulash. You know, she was like grossed out by it. She doesn't like it at all.
Why?
She doesn't like it. She makes it and then I freeze it.
Everything together, right?
Yeah. That's just how it was. It was like a chili at the end of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Beans and macaroni and all that. I love it, man. That's one of my favorite things in the world. And she makes it so good. There's two things that she makes that is better than anything that my mom ever did. And that's her French onion soup is fucking top notch, man. The only one that's even close is the one up at Rockney's. We went to Rockney's for lunch after her.
They got some pretty good food.
They do. After her ultrasound. And I got French onion soup in a gyro. I panic ordered the gyro. I meant to get a burger. I ordered the wrong thing. The waitress was waiting. I was like, and then I panic ordered and got the wrong thing. But it was still pretty decent. It was a decent lunch. But yeah, those two things, she lays all over everybody with them. She's one of those people that'll stand in front of the stove and spice. Patiently cut everything up into tiny little pieces. I can't do that, man.
I can't either.
I turn my heat up too high, throw it in a pan, kind of burn it, just so it gets done quick so I can eat. That's how I cook, and I'm terrible at it. I ain't gonna lie. All right, show's over. Time for us to get going. I think that's a pretty decent idea, Puddinhead. I think I'll set up a replay so I can play this song from 10 to 12, or this show from 10 to 12, and then we'll lose the last couple minutes or whatever. But it's not a bad idea for the people that don't want to get up and tune in early. I'll try and figure out another time slot for it. We'll figure all that out. Nobody wants to hear us talk about that. All right, WBAM, thank you for tuning in to Morning Bowl with me and Bonzobitburg. We're going to see you guys Friday morning at 7:30. Peace and love, WBAM. Peace and love. Now your turn.
Peace.
Peace. Later.